Hi, Alex. I'm going to do a quick video on our blocking schemes against Chanhassen this week and what they're going to look like. This is film from last year with us against Chanhassen. We're assuming that they're going to run the same defense that they did last year. So as you can see, they have two 4-eye techniques. They have a zero technique, two inside backers, two outside backers. The two outside backers are even on, even though we don't have an H in here. So let's just pretend we had an H right there on that side for all the plays that we're going to run. Okay, so let's talk about veer. Veer, we're going to read the first guy on or outside the tackle. This guy's inside, so most likely he'd say 7-7-7. We're going to down block this guy. The H then, since he says 7-7-7, since the read guy's outside you, you're going to down block him. We're going to have gap on over, double team to backer. Here, you're going to block back, and we're going to block back. Okay. So that's our blocking scheme, what it's going to look like against Chanhassen. Now, if this guy is a true 4 technique and we say 4-4-4, then you will take path of least resistance to the linebacker. Everyone else is doing the same thing. Block back, and then we're going to read this guy. I'm sorry, excuse me. If you said 4-4-4, H will then block out because the guy that we're reading is inside the H. Then he will block out. Okay. Next thing here. So now if we run trap, say if we run it to the H, that'll be you can call this a 3-3-3 or a 4-4-4, doesn't matter. Same thing, path of least resistance. Same thing, gap on over for both the guard and center. Working the backside backer, pull, kick out, wheel and seal, trying to stop this guy here. Okay, now let's say we run it. And then the H would also be going up to backer there to FPI. Now let's say if we run it away from the H, okay, 4-4-4 or 3-3-3, take the path of least resistance, double team to backside backer, pull, kick out, wheel and seal, wheel and seal. Okay, next up, let's just talk about cap here. So we would always run cap away from the H. So here you could say 4-4-4 if you think he's a 4, or you can say 7-7-7 if you think you can down block this guy. Okay. So let's just say you said 7-7-7, then you down block. We would kick out here. Okay. Double team to there. Block back. And we don't have a guy to get to him if we do that. So that's where cap might not be as good of a play for us. Now, if you said 4-4-4, then you would go out here. Our path of least resistance. Okay, double team to backside backer, block out. H would then kick the 4. Now let's talk about power and counter. So if you run power, we'd run it to the H here. So we'd say 7-7-7, he'd block out. You'd base or down this guy. Okay. We'd have gap on over, double team to the backside backer, pull tightly. You'd skip pull up and through the hole to the play side backer, wheel and seal. Okay. Counter looks pretty much the same. Down block, we'd say 7-7-7, double team to backside backer, pull, kick out, first person outside the tackle, wheel and seal, lead up and through the hole. Okay. Sweep. We're going to sweep to the right here. Okay. Gap on over. It's the same thing. So he'd scoop, or we'd have a kick out with the H. We'd have a chip and a scoop working up to play side backer, chip and a scoop working to play side to backside backer. Okay. And if he's in your gap, you got to scoop this 3 technique. Okay. And that's the same thing with jet and toss as well. Trying to think of any other plays. I haven't missed any. So just in review, here for trap, we kick out the first person on or outside the guard, which would be this guy. Okay. For veer and cap, kick out the first person on or outside the tackle. All right. So the tackle's got to make that decision. Either it's the 4 or it's the 7. He has to make that decision on who we're going to read or kick out. If he says 7-7-7, then he's got to block down. If he says 4-4-4, then he's got to take path of least resistance to that guy, leave him alone because he's lava. And then the H has to know, okay, if he says 4-4-4, I'm blocking out. If he says 7-7-7, I'm blocking down. So we got to know, the H needs to know those things as well. What we need to start doing, guys, and getting a habit of is starting disguising our calls. So I need both tackles and both guards always saying either 4 or 7 every play, even though we might not be running the ball to your side. That way they can't pick up on what side we're running the ball to. If you know halfway through the game that you're going to have a push block here, you can start making dummy calls, like making a fan call or making a scoop call so they can't pick up on what we're trying to do. So we need to start disguising our calls as we're doing it or going along through the game so they can't just pick up on what we're doing every play when we get up to the line of scrimmage. So we need to start doing that during practice, making sure we're doing that during practice. Now I will say this for kick and fan. Let's talk about when we're in our psycho series. So we have 2 H's. So we have an H here. Here, let's actually just do this. So we have an H here. We have an H here. I can actually show you this. That would be better because we ran it against this team. So kick. Okay. So let's talk about kick. Kicking out the first person outside the tackle. So if we're in kick to the, we ran it to the left here. It's kind of hard to see, but if this tackle had a 4 technique, he'd base him. This guy would kick out the 7. Okay, we would do our same counter rules or power rules here. Gap on over, double team to the backside backer. Backside, we're just blocking back. He's pulling up and through to play side backer. Okay, let's see if we ran it right. Okay, so play side tackle, blocks down. Play side H kicks out. Play side guard pushes, getting up, should be getting up to backer. Center base blocks, getting him over into his gap. Okay, and here we just block back on the backside. That's what we should be doing. Okay. Backside H leads up through the hole to the play side backer. Thing is that our center doesn't get to the backside backer, so he makes a tackle, but we still get a 6-yard gain. Okay, now let's talk about fan. Fan, it's like a fan call in our pass protection, but you're run blocking instead. So here we'd fan out, but we're run blocking. This is a one-on-one block. Fan out, run block them, drive them out. We're trying to clear out the A gaps here because our inside backers are going to lead up and through on our H's are going to lead up and through to the linebackers. So let's watch. Okay, we block out. Solo block on the nose. We ISO block. The A chooses the best A gap and runs through it. Okay, and that's an 8-yard gain. That's a good play for us. Okay, I'll show it to you again. So center, you have to stay on the nose even if he slants. Okay, we can't let guys cross our face. We got to make sure we try to drive them past, and we can't get blown back. We need to clear out the A gaps. Okay. Now, one thing I'll say about personnel real quick, guys, this guy is back. Okay. 52 is back. He's a junior this year. He was a sophomore last year against us. But everyone else here in the picture, I believe, to the best of my knowledge, they're all seniors and they have graduated. The only guy that they're returning is this guy as their nose guard. But those are our plays. Now they do run a, let's see here. Here's their forefront that they run, their nickel package. So their nickel package, as you can see, they took out the nose guard. Their end goes into a 1, another end goes into a 3 technique, and the 2 outside backers are on, just like this, okay? Now, remember what I said for pass protection. We double team here. The guard, you come over and take him over. The center is going to help out, but he's watching for that guy coming A gap. You got him. You're going out to the outside backer. Okay, make sure you're really careful. If this guy tries to run up field, you got to make sure that you can run with him. And the A-back's going to go take care of this guy on the 1-5 side. That's his responsibility. Okay. Now we can still run our run plays out of this. Remember, in veer and cap and cop, we'll read these guys during power and counter. We will kick out these guys, and then we'll block down accordingly, pull up and through. For sweep, okay, say if we had a H here, he kick out, chip and scoop, working to play side backer. Okay, scoop block. We can't have a chip here if we want, or you can just work up the next play side backer, and you're rip releasing, trying to cut off this backer here. Okay, now if we don't have an H, we run sweep, you're pretty much kicking him out. This is a scoop block. This is chip and scoop, working to play side backer, and you're ripping up to this backer here. Okay, just go with your rules, gap on over like we normally do. So this is their forefront here. Trap, remember, we'll trap the 3 technique if we do it to that side. We'll trap the 5 technique if we do it to that side. And everyone else is just gap on over like we normally do. That's the defense that they run. They don't blitz a whole lot, but if they do, they bring 1 inside backer. Here's a good example here. Sometimes he'll step up, but he'll back off, and now the other backer is going to come. So make sure, just because they step up doesn't mean that they're going to be the one that's blitzing. But they will bring a backer, and they do blitz A gap. That's typically what they do. Okay, and you can see that they get squirrely and they creep up when they're going to blitz. So just make sure you're ready for that.